Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez may deal with some adoption heartbreak. If Javi and Leo are on the road to becoming Tesoros' new dads, they may face devastation. Duel fans know Leo and Javi are serving as foster parents for the bouncing baby boy who came into their lives. Javi and Leo are already falling in love with this little one, so could this lead to an attempt to adopt him? Of course, Days spoilers suggest that plan would come with some challenges, especially if Leo's criminal past presents a problem. However, Javi and Leo might tackle those challenges together in hopes of becoming a real family with Tesoro. It's easy to imagine Leo and Javi getting married as they work to present a stable, united front. Days spoilers hint that Javi and Leo might actually get their family wish, but then their blissful bubble could burst. When Sophia Choi chose to leave her baby in the safe haven box at the fire station, Tate Black was a big reason why. Sophia predicted that if Tate saw his newborn son, he'd immediately want to keep him. That didn't fit with Sophia's plan to get her life back on track, so she opted to give her baby up. Based on some of the things Tate was saying shortly before the birth, there's a good chance Sophia was right. Tate probably would have wanted to keep the baby if he'd been able to see and hold him. Days spoilers suggest that may still be the case once Sophia's secret inevitably comes out somewhere down the line. Despite Sophia's efforts to make Tate think they had a baby girl and that she gave her to an adoptive couple, she won't be able to keep a lid on all this forever. At some point, the puzzle pieces are going to click into place, so Tate will get updates on some shocking news. Once Tate realizes Tesoro is his baby, he may decide he wants to raise his son. Leo and Javi's attempt to adopt Tesoro could fall apart as they realize they have to surrender him to Tate. Will Javi and Leo try to officially start a family, only for it to end in total heartbreak? Will Tate ultimately claim his child and choose to embrace the daddy title? Days of Our Lives spoilers say Leo and Javi have some tough times in their future, so stay tuned. EJ's sipping coffee when Belle stops in with the memory stick. But don't get too excited. It doesn't really clear Johnny. They watch the bogus footage of Chanel threatening his life, and EJ acts stunned, saying he doesn't remember the conversation or the shooting. But that's pretty damning, isn't it? Belle tells him that it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but Jada's questioning her. They know she left, but EJ says she could have doubled back and shot him. EJ wishes he had any way to Johnny off the hook, but not this way. What is this going to do to my son's marriage? How will they survive? EJ and Belle snuggle up on the couch to talk things over, as he reluctantly says things don't look good for Chanel. Who knows what she could have done when desperate? A worried Paulina and Jada talk about next steps, which is bringing Chanel in for questioning. Paulina points out how convenient that the memory stick was sent to Belle now. Sure, Jada says, but that's Belle's problem. Paulina asks what else was on the stick, but it's just Chanel. Paulina's sure her daughter's innocent. She was with her that night. Well, most of that night. Paulina asks to be the one to call her, then promises to step back after that. Out in the square, Johnny tries calming Chanel's nerves over EJ representing him. There is no way that he's going to let me get convicted of a crime I didn't commit. Chanel knows he's right. Johnny is about to head back to the office when Paulina calls Chanel and tells them both to come to the police station. Right away, they head in, with Johnny letting work know where he is. Paulina spots them and tells Chanel that Jada has some questions, but she wants her daughter to have a lawyer present. Jada walks over and pulls a stunned Chanel aside. Chanel agrees to talk without a lawyer. She's got nothing to hide and just wants to get it over with. Paulina and Johnny both beg her to reconsider, but she won't. So Jada takes her in for interrogation and gets right into it. Chanel admits she went over to yell at EJ that night. "We have you on tape threatening your father-in-law's life," Jada says. "What?" Chanel's aghast and flat out tells Jada that she didn't shoot him. "And I definitely did not threaten him." Jada reads the transcript of her threat, which just confuses Chanel. She never said that. She was angry and devastated, but she doesn't remember threatening his life. And if she did, she didn't follow through. Jada says she isn't arresting Chanel, but the video moves her up the suspect list. But this isn't like the other times Chanel was in trouble. She'll treat her investigation fairly. Chanel can go, but don't leave the city limits. Outside, Johnny tries working through what Paulina tells him about the video. Maybe she did say that, but his wife doesn't have it in her to actually hurt anyone. He's about to barge in, telling Paulina he'll confess to shooting EJ if he has to save Chanel. Paulina realizes that Johnny really truly didn't shoot EJ. But neither did Chanel, he says. They need to find out who really shot EJ, for all their sakes. Chanel comes out and says she doesn't remember anything Jada says, but Paulina tells her daughter she saw the video. Maybe you just forgot, Johnny tries. Then Jada walks out and he demands to see the video, which is a non-starter. Maggie gets off the phone with Melissa, who has a work emergency and won't be able to go to Bermuda with her. She was hoping to spend time with her oldest daughter, she tells Sarah. Maybe all three of them can go later, Sarah suggests. Plus Melanie and Holly for an all-girls trip. Maggie points out the current trip is already set. Maybe she and Sarah can go with Victoria? 5 days and 4 nights in Bermuda. Maggie's about to book Sarah a flight, but her daughter points out she needs Xander's clearance to take Victoria out of the country. Xander's infuriated at Philip's suggestion that he quit, then they threaten each other with mutual destruction secrets, until Philip says they're stuck with each other. Philip then pokes at Xander some more about how he never got his father's love. I was the son he actually loved, while you were just another bastard. Xander growls at him to get out, which is just when Sarah pops in and casually asks, "What's going on in here?" The boys play nice for her, with Philip just saying he was asking too many questions and Xander got annoyed. And on that note, he's gonna run out for some food. Xander deflects once he's gone, so Sarah just jumps into asking if she can take Victoria to Bermuda. Like hell! She's too young to enjoy Bermuda. This is just for Sarah. And he won't let them leave the country with his daughter. Maggie has the resources to disappear them forever. If she tries to go, he'll have her arrested. You are a mean and horrible person, Sarah tells him. I hate you with every cell of my being. And storms out. Xander follows shortly after. Sarah joins a dismayed Philip in the pub. I need your help to take down my husband. Admit he attacked Philip, but Philip won't. Sarah knows that Philip's worried about losing his own inheritance. But what if I gave you an out? She could talk to Stephanie, Alex, and her mom to swear to never tell a soul about the forged letter. She could guarantee that even if Xander came forward with the claim, they'd support Philip over her husband. And if he goes to prison, Philip would be sole CEO. Xander barges into the Kyriakis mansion, yelling at the top of his lungs, demanding to know where the hell Victoria is. He tells Maggie that he won't let them steal his daughter. She's going with him. Now! No chance in hell, Maggie fires back. He's imagining conspiracies where there aren't any. Now he needs to get out. He tells her he will after he gets Victoria and ignores her yelling as he goes to do that. He comes back to say the nanny is packing Victoria's things. No one is stealing your child, an exasperated Maggie tells him. Stop making this worse than it is. He's going to hurt Victoria. She then scoffs at Xander, calling himself the most stable parent. Maggie crosses her arms and glares him down after he threatens her and Sarah, then tells him how disgusted his father would be. She won't listen to Xander's complaining and tells him to get over his chip on his shoulder about feeling unwanted and unloved. I am the monster my father made me, he growls. Maybe you should get used to it. Maggie tells him she'll call the police, and he calls her bluff. Victoria's his daughter. Belle needs to get back to work, but before he does, EJ asks for her help with improving the hospital's bedside manner. But he needs to show, not tell her how, up in the bedroom. She laughs at his corny joke, then they head upstairs. Philip admits her plan is tempting, but there are too many things that could go wrong. Sarah tells him the forgery was flawless, but Philip points out that doesn't mean it will keep holding up to scrutiny. Sarah insists he deserves justice, but Philip doesn't buy it. Fine, she admits. It would help her too. But Philip can't help. Johnny, Chanel, and Paulina get coffee in the square, when Paulina gets a message from Justin saying he'll be out of town, but he'll check in this afternoon on representing Chanel. Johnny insists she's innocent, and Jada will see it. Are we headed for a kidnapping on Days of Our Lives? Besides Holly and Ari, of course. That's going down next week when they get snatched by the guy Doug owes money to. I can't imagine anyone being happy with Doug after this. But between Tate and Rafe helping with the rescue, it'll give him a chance to interact with some more people and maybe draw Doug into the Salem fold. As it is, he's kind of off on his own. So between this forcing him into new orbits and Julie potentially getting her necklace back and starting to forgive him, Doug could be on his way to becoming an actual Salemite. But no, the potential kidnapping that I'm talking about is Victoria's. Despite that brief 4th of July thaw, Xander and Sarah just keep sinking to new lows. And if I'm being honest, they both seem delusional. Xander thinks he is a stable person even more than Sarah. THNS laughed on Reddit after his fight with Maggie. I'm not saying she is, and has her moments too, but come on. He is a ticking time bomb, which is why Philip signing him up for anger management classes may be the best idea anyone's ever had for Xander. He has a sordid history of kidnapping, especially children. Paul Telfer even mentioned that during his Soaps.com interview. If Xander's backed into a corner by something like Sarah's plan to turn Philip, he could become desperate. Telfer did make it seem like this time Xander won't resort to KD napping, but it wasn't an all-out denial. But what about Sarah? As folks are pointing out, she has a history of cutting and running. Like what she did with Rachel back when she was raising her. What she did when she got pregnant with Victoria. I didn't blame Xander for denying the travel request or for taking the baby, Tango noted in Friday's recap. On the other hand, those anger management classes Philip proposed are looking like a great idea. Would she actually do what Xander accused her of trying? I'm not so sure. Sarah's different this time around. She's got more steel in her, and I don't see her running from her problems. She instead seems intent on fighting through them, which I'm not sure is the best thing for Victoria right now. Someone needs to compromise. The 2024 Daytime Emmy nominations are in, and Days of Our Lives has done pretty darn good for itself, with 11 nominations in nearly every category, including Outstanding Drama Writing Team, and Outstanding Drama Directing Team. But one nomination that was very conspicuously absent, Susan Seaforth Hayes' performance for Salem's beloved Julie Williams. A show rep confirms that she did submit herself for a nomination, which, frankly, makes the lack of one shocking. Hayes turned in an incredible performance as Julie said goodbye to Doug and navigated crushing grief. And it's a snub that the fans have been speaking up about on social media. Heck, even folks who don't watch Days of Our Lives are up in arms over it. And Cherie Jimenez went to bat for their Queen Susan Hayes, tweeting congratulations to all the incredibly talented women who are nominated. But I find it incredibly hard to believe that our Queen Susan Hayes was not nominated for her incredible performances this past year. It didn't take long for Hayes herself to speak up with a message on Instagram that personified, as Greg Ricart put it in the comments, how the actress is truly just the classiest of class acts, Susan, and the true definition of a winner. But, she added, is she entertaining? This is not the usual path of a soap opera leading lady. In that story of loss, I was more than an actress. I was a wife. My husband deserved all I could give to show the reality of grief and loss. Perhaps the judges felt I wasn't acting when for the camera. I got the news, kissed the body goodbye, and gave the eulogy. No matter, my truth was based on a low love that was real for an audience that loved him, too. We have the latest Days of Our Lives spoilers from Monday, July 14th to Friday, July 18th. Gwen lets EJ know she wants to move in. Ari and Holly's lives are in grave danger, and Tate faces off with Doug III. Plus, things turn awkward when Chad runs into Kat. Read on for that and more of what's ahead in Salem. Days of Our Lives, spoilers for Monday, July 14th. Tate, Holly, and Ari prep for a lake trip. Gabi vents to Javi. Sarah and Xander clash over Victoria. Sophia writes a letter. Doug III faces a dilemma. Wait, what? 75 soap stars' secrets revealed for various past and present favorites. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for Tuesday, July 15th. Holly and Ari are in danger. Tate questions Doug III about Holly's whereabouts. Kristen and Gwen catch up. EJ makes a suggestion to Belle. Johnny and Chanel continue to support each other. Back in action. return dates for all your favorite CBS primetime dramas, Days of Our Lives. Spoilers for Wednesday, July 16th. Alex surprises Stephanie. Xander struggles to soothe a fussy Victoria. Thomas invites Kat to play with him and Chad. Gwen tells EJ she wants to move in. Rafe fills Kat in on EJ's sordid past. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Thursday, July 17th. Tate confronts Doug III. Holly and Ari fear for their lives. Gabby learns Ari never made it to the lake. Belle and EJ begin jury selection. Sophia spins a tale to Amy Choi. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, July 18th. The search for Ari and Holly is underway. Xander comforts Gabby. Sophia gets cold feet. Kat and Chad have an awkward run-in. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, July 11th indicate some wild moments on the horizon as Salem heads into the weekend. Someone tries to work a situation, while two former friends have a heated encounter. And it may be confession time for one Salemite. What's set to go down on Friday? Time to find out. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, July 11th reveal that EJ DiMera will attempt to work Belle Black, so it looks like he may try to deflect the town's district attorney as the evidence continues to pile up against Johnny DiMera. Speaking of, Johnny's wife, Chanel DiMera, will be hauled into the police station as Jada Hunter will have some questions for her. Across town, Xander Kyriakis and Maggie Kyriakis will once again have a heated encounter. Sadly, this is becoming a regular thing for these one-time friends. It'll likely be the same old as they butt heads about Xander's newfound attitude and how badly Maggie wants to protect both Sarah Kyriakis and Victoria Kyriakis from him. Read this. Days of Our Lives. Spoilers. High and mighty. Gwen's comeuppance, Doug steals back Julie's necklace. Finally, Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday note that Sarah will swing by to see Philip Kyriakis in hopes that she can convince him to spill the beans about his beating. After all, Bonnie Kyriakis did advise her to play dirty during the Wednesday, July 9th episode. But will Philip confess? Not only has he made a pact with Xander to keep quiet, but he also stands to lose Titan DiMera if the truth comes out. Will Philip come clean to Sarah? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Are you excited about Friday's show? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Tune in to the new Peacock soap regularly for all the drama, and check out SOS often for the best Days of Our Lives, news, updates, and spoilers. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of July 14th to 18th, 2025 tease the summer of Salem teen scene as lives. It's going to be a big week, so Salem's recent graduates. The week will start off with Sophia mysteriously writing a letter. Odds are, this letter is the one Leo and Javi read about baby Tesoro in Days' summer preview. The couple are getting closer and closer to officially fostering Tesoro, unbeknownst to all of Salem that he's Sophia and Tate's baby boy. Meanwhile, Ari and Holly are in for a summer thrill, and not the fun kind. After the friends land in danger on Tuesday, they'll fear for their lives come Thursday. This is all because Doug III owes a thug a lot of money, and hopefully he and Tate can find the girls before it's too late. Because once Gabby finds out Ari never made it to the lake midweek, she'll have her FBI brother and cop ex-boyfriend on the search. As Gabby worries about her missing daughter, she'll find comfort in her new boss, Xander. Xander's already been getting around since his separation from Sarah, almost hopping into bed with Gwen. Now, as per the summer preview, when Sarah catches Xander getting close to Gabby, she'll reel Brady into her payback plot. Midweek, Gwen's return will surprise EJ, but her request will shock him. When she tells him she wants to move into the mansion, will he agree? Or will Tony or Kristen have something to say about it? Days of Our Lives, spoilers for Monday, July 14th follow Sarah and Xander down the dark path of hurting each other as much as possible, while claiming this is all for Victoria's sake. Sarah wants Philip to testify against Xander so he can take over the family company, and Sarah can get custody of Victoria once Xander goes to jail. In response, Xander stopped Sarah from taking their daughter to Bermuda by picking her up himself. Yes, they are both very mature, so now they're going to squabble even more and claim how much they hate each other. So the countdown to their reunion starts now. While Holly and Ari pack to go on their class trip, Tate decides, soon-to-be-born baby? What soon-to-be-born baby? I deserve a vacation with my girlfriend. I have worked so hard this year. Really, who has suffered more than me? As this is going on, Sophia is tearfully writing a letter to the newborn son she's given away so that he knows he was loved, but he deserved to be raised by loving, prepared parents who actually wanted him. Sure, maybe she could use a relaxing jaunt to the lake too, but everyone has pretty much forgotten about her. Doug may be sleeping with 18-year-old Ari, but he's actually quite a bit older. And he's got big problems too, all of which are his fault. Doug owes bad people money. But he's good. So, how dare they demand he pay? Since when are people expected to pay back money they've borrowed? Jesus had a lot to say about that. In the Friday, July 11th episode of Days of Our Lives, Xander didn't wait for a custody hearing. He raced into the Kyriakis mansion after another fight with Sarah, and he took Victoria. Meanwhile, EJ pretended he was seeing that Chanel video for the very first time when Belle played it for him. But it's clear that the Salem PD needs to test the video before pinning EJ's attempted murder on Chanel. Philip needs to ensure Xander attends the anger management class he signed him up for, as the man is currently a walking ball of rage. But you wouldn't know it by Xander's logic that lying is way worse than anything he has ever done. It's why he can't forgive Sarah for her lies, or Philip for the whole forgery business. Sarah honestly had no agenda behind asking Xander if she could take Victoria to Bermuda with Maggie. However, it was a bit shocking that she thought she could approach Xander with this request, knowing full well how volatile things were between them. After his heated chat with Sarah, Xander confronted Maggie. He told her he was taking Victoria with him because of their nefarious plan to take Victoria out of the country and away from him, permanently. He even said that he was the more stable parent out of him and Sarah, and mentioned that it was a positive that he was a CEO with flexible hours. What? Anger and insecurity truly screws with Xander's mind, and he's having a particularly insecure moment right now. Philip helped him out with that by pointing out how Victor loved Philip and had no time for Xander. Maggie needed to call Sarah and the cops while Xander was still in the house. Since Xander and Sarah haven't been able to hash out a fair custody situation on their own, they need to get into a courtroom setting and in front of a judge as soon as possible. Meanwhile, EJ made some seriously damaging moves in hopes they would help free Johnny. He anonymously sent a video of his intense confrontation with Chanel to the PCPD. This way, it would give the cops another suspect, so Johnny would be that much closer to going free. And it would mess with Johnny and Chanel's marriage. EJ sees Chanel as a threat. And what does he do with threats? He takes care of them. So much for EJ 2.0. He's been 1.0 all along. When Jada questioned Chanel at the police precinct, she was adamant that she never threatened EJ's life. She had been angry, and she assured her father-in-law that Johnny would never forgive him, but she never threatened him. So this video that suddenly showed up? It has to be fake. EJ must have had Rita use some sort of deep fake technology to manufacture this last-minute suspect that EJ thought would be a smoking gun. Only the video didn't show any sort of gun or the actual shooting, so it doesn't clear Johnny at all. Not yet, anyway. Is it EJ's plan to suddenly remember that Chanel shot him? That EJ can be diabolical when he wants to be. But he had better make sure nobody finds out about this doctored video. What are your thoughts on Xander and EJ? And do you think that Philip will come clean to help Sarah take Xander down? He might when he finds out that Xander took Victoria. Let us know what you think in the comments. It's been an incredible year for Days of Our Lives' Xander Kyriakis so far. After finding out that he was Victor's heir, not Alex, he was blindsided by his brother Philip, who also laid claim to the fortune. Unfortunately, he did so using a forged letter from their dad, and they're now forced to keep the status quo, or they'll lose all the major business advancements that they've made. With all of that drama going on, it's no wonder that Paul Telfer was nominated for a Daytime Emmy, and Xander's portrayer had some insightful thoughts about that, along with a photo of himself that had the text overlaid. Days of Our Lives Emmy Award nominee Paul Telfer, outstanding lead performance in a daytime drama series actor, Telfer wrote on Instagram. What an absolutely lovely surprise! He continued by thanking everyone at Days. especially Lindsay Godfrey, Sarah, and Serena Scott Thomas, Fiona, for being so amazing with me throughout the whole story with Xander's mum. He continued with, "Forever grateful to work with these incredible performers who make me so much better at what I do. Huge thanks to @Carlevatiron for creating Fiona and giving us such great material to work with." He also thanked his on-screen brothers, Eric Martsolf and Greg Rickart, adding that it was just an honor to be nominated alongside you both. Godfrey, who was nominated for Outstanding Supporting Performance in a Daytime Drama Series, actress, commented, "Yes! Congratulations, friend. So happy for you. So well-deserved." Telfer responded to her with, "Oh my Godfrey couldn't have done this without you, love." Many of his co-stars sent their congratulations, including Stacey Hyduck, Christian Alfonso, Cherie Jimenez, Lucas Adams, Ashley Puzamis, and Theo Penglis, who wrote, "Congratulations, Paul. Well-deserved." Even Days alum and fellow 2025 Daytime Emmy nominee Blake Barris and soap star Ian Buchanan sent their love and best wishes. Here's your sneak peek at what's happening in Salem from Monday, July 14th to Friday, July 18th, 2025. Stream Peacock every weekday to see how everything plays out on Days of Our Lives. Tate, Holly, and Ari prep for a lake trip. Gabi vents to Javi. Sarah and Xander clash over Victoria. Sophia writes a letter. Doug III faces a dilemma. Holly and Ari are in danger. Tate questions Doug III about Holly's whereabouts. Kristen and Gwen catch up. EJ makes a suggestion to Belle. Johnny and Chanel continue to support each other. Alex surprises Stephanie. Xander struggles to soothe a fussy Victoria. Thomas invites Kat to play with him and Chad. Gwen tells EJ she wants to move in. Rafe fills Kat in on EJ's sordid past. Tate confronts Doug III. Holly and Ari fear for their lives. Gabi learns Ari never made it to the lake. Belle and EJ begin jury selection. Then Sophia spins a tale to Amy Choi. The search for Ari and Holly is underway. Xander comforts Gabi. Sophia gets cold feet. Kat and Chad have an awkward run-in. Welcome to the Days of Our Lives Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. Days of Our Lives EJ woke from his bullet-induced coma this spring, claiming to be a new man. And while he is a bit kinder and gentler, he is without a doubt still EJ DiMera. He lies like he breathes, and is even quite convincing when he does it. While his latest set of lies is all in a quest to make sure his son doesn't go to prison for life, EJ could be a little more honest with Belle about what's going on. Since Johnny is Belle's nephew, and she doesn't believe for a second that he shot EJ, the truth could set EJ free. He could have just told Belle that he did see the memory stick and showed her everything that was on it, rather than apparently editing it and making sure that Chanel looked like a suspect in his shooting. Watching EJ fool a clueless Belle was painful to see because he seemed so shocked and sincere when she showed him Chanel threatening him the night he was shot. Belle fell for EJ's act, hook, line, and sinker, making us want to jump through the screen and shake her,